everybody. This will be my first books review video. I don't usually have too much to say about books, so that's why it's all going to be in one video at the end of each month. And so it didn't seem worth it to me to just put a few minutes up for one book each. So just throw them all together. And this is my reading journal, which I shall show to you. Basically with my goals, I want to read more and watch less YouTube, even though I'm on YouTube, and basically try to sit down and relax, read 50 books. A goodly amount there, at least for me. I know there's people out there who read over 100 and they act like that's just a normal number for them. I don't know how they do it. So good for them. And I'm going to explain my reading journal. This will be just titles, Goodreads 50. Because I'm also on Goodreads, feel free to friend me or follow me on Goodreads. The link will be down in the description. And basically just the titles here is the 50 that I plan on reading. I'm hoping that I'll read more. This will be, if I happen to finish any book series during this year, I'll write down the series. And this is a weird thing. So it's a books that I started a long time ago, but finally finished. I'm one of those weird people. Sometimes I'll be sitting there enjoying the book, going, yeah, this is pretty good, I'm really enjoying it. And for whatever reason, maybe I'm cleaning up or organizing or whatever, and I'll put the book back on the shelf and it'll sit there. And sometimes it's weeks, sometimes it's months, sometimes it's years. So first book that I finished, actually it's in this video. I'll be talking about it a little bit later on. And it's the case of the Murderous Dr. Cream by Jobb. I started last year in September, I think. Finally finished it this year. So that'll be that section. I don't imagine that I'll finish too many books, unfortunately. There's so many books. So many books that I start and don't finish. And as you can see, I didn't do too well in January for my read every day goal here. So that's what this is. Missed quite a few days. I want to say like half the month wasn't done. But hopefully I will more than make up for that the rest of the year. And because I am finding that I am enjoying reading again, I don't do it nearly as much. And I end up, like January, trying to read all the books by the end of the month, and it's not fun. But like every other time I have like schoolwork and you're like, oh gosh, I need to finish this right now. But so that's what this is. I don't know what happened there. I guess I got tired. But so that, like, read every day a chapter, 15 minutes, just something, you know? And then each month has a different color. Onto February, so we're onto this weird orangey red color. There's that. And so, and then the rest of the year. This paper isn't the best. This is a journal that I made through Shutterfly, and the paper quality isn't quite up there, but it's okay. I don't think it'll bother me too much, because, you know, I know October will be purple, so I doubt the blue will bother me too much. And the same thing with November and December. I'll figure it out. And this one's probably like I don't really read by genre. I grab whatever I think is interesting, and then I just read it. And I figured it'd be nice to mark it this year since I have this journal. Might as well. And this isn't gonna be accurate. There won't be just 50 lines on here because there's some books that are like, is it fiction or fantasy? Historical fiction, you know, classic covers so many books. So this won't be just 50 lines if I read that many books, hopefully more, but it probably won't calculate to 50, to be honest. This is going to look a mess, but I'm okay with that. And this is a bit plain, but I figure the books are all about the words. Maybe I'll be more fancy with next year's journal. And so far I have all the books that I've finished. I decided this is the only one so far this year out of the 5 books I started that I'm not gonna be able to finish. I just I don't know. I just wasn't in the right headspace for it. It is cute though. I did get a decent way through, so I'll probably get back to it. But I don't own it, so I can't just stick it on my shelf and kind of look at it and get annoyed with myself later on. So I'll just bring it back to the library. Hopefully when I feel better, I'll grab it. And right now, I know it's in the thumbnail. Very sorry, guys. I did start it. I haven't gone that far, but I will finish it. I'll make a thorough review at the end of March or February for that end of the month book reading video. Isn't this cover just the most gorgeous thing? But anyway, I'm enjoying it so far. I'm not far in it, but I'm enjoying it so far. And yeah, there's that. And I guess we'll get on to the books then. Hello everyone, I finished my first book of the year, and it's called Light Magic for Dark Times by Lisa Marie Basile. I think that's how you say her name. More than 100 spells, rituals, and practices for coping in a crisis. I'm gonna say it's a beautiful book. It's got lovely little drawings in it and illustrations, and it's very beginner friendly, and you know, it does what it says. It offers what it says in the title. And I actually have a list. I've already started doing some of these, so if you're new or you want to look into something different to see if that works for you, I highly recommend it. It's quite good. Hello everyone. I finished the case of the Murderous Dr. Cream, The Hunt for a Victorian Era Serial Killer by Jobb. I believe I have read his other book, Empire of Deception. And as you can tell, it's about a serial killer from the Victorian era, and he poisons people with strychnine, which is very bad. And I thought it was very good. I enjoyed it. If I had any complaints, it would be that he kind of did the murders and time frame out of order, and the trials, of course, then out of order. But I thought it was very good. It has pictures in it. It's very easy to read, quick read, really. And look at all these sources. And it was interesting to read about him because he has come, like, he hasn't been like out of the spotlight, but he is overshadowed by Jack the Ripper. And some people think he was Jack the Ripper, which people who look into it have serious doubts. they're not alike at all, really. But I thought it was very good. Lots of pictures, very informative. Easy read. What else? It's very interesting. He's an interesting subject, and it's kind of, I won't say they were incompetent that they didn't catch him earlier, because he was killing people not a lot of people care about, particularly prostitutes. He killed one guy and he almost got the death sentence, but just scraped by and got life, and then was pardoned, and it was the whole thing. So I thought he got hung for that crime, but apparently that's wrong. And it was a very satisfying read too, because he's such a pompous ass the whole time. He's like blackmailing people and for the crimes he did, trying to say that they did them, other people did them, and that's the thing that ended up getting him caught. And it was very satisfying when we got to the end and it was found out, and I don't know, there was one lost person causing harm to these poor people who, would probably rather have another job, frankly. And so I do recommend it if you're into real life horror stories. It's highly recommended. Totally read that. So I kind of randomly grabbed this off the shelf because I saw the title and saw that it was written in the 1920s, and I was like, oh, it must be like a murder mystery, not realizing people do more than write those. And it was a very different book than what I usually read. It's about these two priests. They're Catholic. They're going into New Mexico and Arizona and that kind of place. I think just before they were truly declared a part of the U.S. as it is now. And it's very interesting. Like, I don't know much about the Catholic Church, but it was interesting to see these two priests go into a country that was very alien, where previous people had been, previous priests who may not have gone there with the best of intentions, going there now to help these people and baptize and marry and all this stuff, hold mass. People who haven't seen a Catholic church or a real Catholic church for some time, and they helped change that. And they were very sympathetic to a lot of people, and it was really interesting seeing some priests were obviously not the best people. One even argued with, I believe it's the one that becomes the Archbishop, and it was like, we don't really need to be celibate, right? And it was interesting. It's not plot driven, it's more from these two guys' point of view, but like third person omniscient, and so it's a bit slow. I would call it more slice of life. It did take me a while to read it. I was kind of dragging my heels, and it's not the book's fault. I was expecting a different thing from it, and I've never heard of Willa Cather before. She's not mentioned like the Fitzgeralds and Hemingway and her other contemporaries like the Vicious Circle, or even the one who wrote I forgot the title too. God was in their name. Their eyes were watching God. Zora Neale Hurston. There we go. It came. But she's very different. I imagine she wasn't crazy like the Fitzgeralds and Hemingway kind of were. And it's a very different book from what they've written. But it's a pretty good book. It's very kind of slow. It's like in episodes. I read that the author she thought this was her best book. I haven't read her other work, so I couldn't say for sure. It was definitely very different for me. I'm not Catholic in the slightest, and I really don't have too much of an interest in the Southwest, but it was very interesting to see it from their point of view and how they eventually got used to the desert and finally just got so happy from their environment that they decided to be buried in it, and how they came to really love their people, and all these changes. And yeah, I don't know who I would recommend this to. Maybe if you wanted a book that was a bit more slice of life, that kind of thing, I would read this. Yeah, third book of the year for me. Interesting. I read The Year of the Witching by Alexis Henderson. It's a fiction. It was interesting. Yeah, I wish I could say more. It was good. It was very gothic, very interesting world, and how they did everything. Did see that there was going to be a second one, although that one's going to be about the coven. I did like the witch bad guys. I guess you can't say the bad guys because it turns out it's everyone. And everyone else is complicit in some small measure. Yay! Yeah, the witches were pretty cool. Wish they'd kind of been around more, because they were interesting. Yeah. Yeah, it's about Emmanuel. She's half white and half black, and her name's a curse, and her dad died on a pyre, and her mom died giving birth to her, and she's not having a good time, but she manages it, and yeah, it's interesting. The cover's great. I've been meaning to read this for a while, and finally I did. So I do recommend it. I don't know why, but I was kind of hoping the ending would feel better. It feels kind of like the way it was written. Like, yeah, she did the best she could, and she did what she ended up wanting to happen, but it's not like happy. Yeah, so. But yeah, it's pretty good. 4 out of 5 stars on my Goodreads. So, yeah. Okay, so I thought I'd bring this into the video, because I did start it and it is cute. It just didn't feel right since I didn't finish it to make a TikTok or a short that I finished it, so to speak. But it is very good. I'm not in the right headspace for it. It's very cute though. And I think, you could get a lot of tips from it. If you're looking for ideas on how to style yourself, or maybe make your life a little simpler, I do recommend it. And it's cute. Just look at it's almost square, and it's just the right size. It's so adorable. So I do recommend it. And feel sorry that I didn't finish it. It just, I don't know, just not right headspace for it right now. I will probably get back to it at some point, and then I can actually do a decent or better review on it. But yeah. Okay, everybody, thank you for watching my video, and hope you enjoyed it or found some recommendations. Again, I will finish the Lost Apothecary and let you know at the end of next month's book review video. But thank you for visiting my channel, and if you enjoyed the video, please feel free to leave a like or a comment, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Again, feel free to visit me at Goodreads and follow or friend. It's always nice to have book friends. And if you want to, you can subscribe to watch me do this again at the end of next month. And thank you. I hope, again, you have a wonderful day, and see you next time. Bye-bye.